Shalom, greetings, and salutations. Hey, this is where we are. Welcome to the Nexus. How y'all doing Thursday night? We talk Torah, we talk the world, we talk everything under God's creation and more. James the Idol Smasher, we got Big Bad John as back here with us, and of course, Rosalie. We do this every week, 8 p.m. Central Thursdays. And we invite you to join. There's a link over here if you're watching on YouTube or Rumble, and down below on X, I just put a link in the comments. And that's a link to come into the show. All you need is a microphone and go get them attitude, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to go get them. I wanted to start off with a little song here, okay? Brianna Joy Gray got fired, yeah! Brianna Joy Gray is gone. And I'm celebrating that because she's got nothing but a big fat head and a fat mouth and a tiny itty bitty sized brain. She's one of them Jew-hating commentators on there that just didn't let up. And
who was it?
Brianna Joy Gray on The Hill. From The Hill. There's a show they do called Rising, and it used to be mildly interesting. They're kind of center left. But I keep an eye on all things, and it was easy to watch. I'd subscribed to him for years on Facebook, and as soon as that happened, man, she just couldn't stop. I mean, every time any guest, she always brought it back to the plight of the genocide, apartheid. What other words did she had to use? Warsaw Ghetto. She compared Gaza to the Warsaw Ghetto uprising, and was just insulting. Treated her Jewish guests like crap when nobody else there did. And
she's a one-trick phony.
Huh?
She's a one-trick phony.
Well, and she wasn't bad at what she did. And she's Marxist. She's left. I get that. I don't respect it, but I get it, and I can respect her for having her views and being consistent. But when she came out as basically just coming off as a flat-out Jew hater, it's like, oh, come on, lady.
So let me be devil's advocate a little bit. So if you're saying because she has a critique about what's going on in Gaza, you think that's anti-Semitic?
No, it was when she started treating every Jewish guest who showed up like crap. They had one Jewish guy on there who was a gay dude from Harvard and was in full support of the protest. They brought him, and she loved him. But anytime, like they've had a couple people. They had one Palestinian American who was getting harassed on campus, or Israeli citizen who was studying school, and she got harassed. She had a survivor, an October 7th survivor, and still haven't found her daughter, her sister. And
that's what got her fired, because apparently during that interview she rolls her eyes.
But that wasn't the first time she'd done that to a guest like that. She just treats them all, and just the things. And she historically accurate. The conquering the Zionists did of Palestine. It's like they didn't conquer squat. They walked in with some money in their hands and bought land. They didn't conquer nothing. But how they conquered violently moving people out of their homes. Like, no, Jews and Arabs actually get along quite well there. And Asaf and Al Husseini in the 30s, it was relatively, they're cousins. They're so much alike. And there were schools where they were learning each other's religions and all this stuff before World War I. There was no conquering. But they make it sound like that's what happened. And anyway, she's fired, and I'm happy.
I would say I'm against the firing, only because I kind of like the chemistry between what's his name, Robbie.
He's the editor
whatever. Call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner, right? I like the chemistry. I think Robbie is kind of, I'll be honest with you, kind of milquetoast for a conservative. I don't think he's. I think he's not. I don't know, but I like the fact that they went back and forth in the bickering and the thing. I thought they had good chemistry, because now I watch these new episodes and they got these other bimbos on there, and it just, I don't know, it just doesn't have the same pizzazz. It doesn't have the same. I say what you want about her, Joy, whatever her name is, Brianna Joy. She could talk. She can speak her mind and debate. And it's like, I don't really watch too much MSNBC, to be honest with you. I don't watch any. I don't watch any CNN. So it was like, a way for me to hear what the other side was saying, if that made any sense. So getting rid of her, I don't know.
She
She
was
doesn't
good
like
at it.
Jews. But what's
She-
new, though? I mean, okay, she doesn't like Jews. She's an anti-Semite. Firing it is what is that going to bring peace in the world? That's going to make people love Jews more.
It'll
Is
keep
that
people
going to
from
hate Jews?
tuning out.
I mean, it's just going to fuel conspiracy theories. Oh, you can't say nothing about Jews. You're going to lose your job. It's like, don't speak
Yeah, you got to
out.
be respectful after a while. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to criticize Israel. It's another thing to lie to the people about it. It's another thing to, I mean, you can criticize, but if you're just going to name call and not give to the other, I mean, she never could give to the other side. And if it was any other topic, homelessness, the border, any kind of, but when she got on Israel, she went extreme and it showed.
She did. I'll be honest with you. She was like a dog with a bone when it came to that topic. She was a dog with a bone. Yeah.
That's true.
She was like a pit bull with your toddler's throat. She was just ripping it to shreds, man. I mean,
What?
That's a horrible
Was that
song.
a bad analogy? Was that a bad anyway, I don't know. No,
You
no,
think?
I'm gonna get someone
Pit
taking
bull
up
at your toddler's throat? Come on.
all the pit bull owners are gonna come watch. You said that about pit bulls. They're statistically the most dangerous, whatever. I mean, she could have calmed it down a little bit. She could have calmed it down a little bit. But the same thing happened. So, what's your opinion on Candace Owens? Now, she was fired by the Daily Wire for the exact same thing by shedding light on what the Jews are doing in Gaza and committing genocide and mass murder. And I mean, for fuck's sake, they rescued 4 hostages, and the IDF kills 250 civilians. And not only did they kill the other civilians, but they killed other hostages. They killed just as many hostages as they did rescue. So what was the point of that? So the IDF, these Jews, they rescue 4 hostages, but they killed 3 hostages. So does it even out? Does it make sense?
What are you supposed to do when they're firing at you? You got to fire back.
Well,
I mean, you can say civilians, but when a 15-year-old picks up a gun, and by all articles of
they have
war,
video of them literally blowing up an apartment building, and there's people living there. I mean,
don't keep hostages. I think I'm a napalm guy.
Very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You don't want your house destroyed. Don't keep the hostages is right.
I think the IDF, and that's what gets them in trouble, is they try too hard to be nice and to be good and fair and all that. I think they should have napalmed Gaza. But that's me. I believe, I think Japanese should be a dead language and Germany shouldn't exist too. So, when I think if you go to war, I believe in the absolute extermination of your enemy. I don't believe in their subjugation. I do not believe in the subjugation of people. I believe in getting rid of them completely. If you're going to go, that's me. See, that's not Torah. That's not the Jews. That's why I'm not a Jew. I don't.
Why do
I
you
disagree.
feel that way?
I disagree with the methods because it's not hard enough, and it needs to be harder. But that's just me. Let me get on some Torah before we get off of YouTube, because YouTube does have us down as a Torah-based show. Oh no, we'll get back. I just wanted to
double barrels for YouTube. That's what I think about YouTube. Double barrels, baby.
Oh, whoa. Okay, gotcha. That wasn't to me. But you don't like me more. Okay. So we're coming out of Shavuot, which is the remembrance of receiving Torah at Sinai, and I think what a lot of folks don't understand
is the counting of the weeks, James. Shavuot is Hebrew for weeks because you count the Omer, and today and then Shavuot is the last day of the Omer, so it's the counting of the weeks. I don't know how the giving of the Torah gets connected to it. I guess historically it was the same day Moses.
Close my door, then.
Close the damn door.
Oh my God.
I'll close the door before I close you. Take it. Anyway, I don't know what was going on with Rosalie, but someone was getting the door shut on them. I'm just messing with you, Rosalie. I think it falls on the same day.
No.
I think that the giving of the Torah came before the counting of the weeks, but yeah, people remember the holiday as more of Moses receiving the Torah than the counting. But I guess it's the old, which came first, the chicken or the egg,
Well, I think the command to count came after both. The Exodus and then the journey through the desert.
Mhm.
Oh sure, yeah.
So I just want to read everybody one thing here. It's like, why Israel? Why would you want to stand against, for what reason, or what's the purpose of the Jews? What's the purpose of this whole thing that's going on over there? Why they have a state? Why are they not leaving? Why don't they bend to the UN's will anymore? How come? What is their purpose? What are they doing here? And everybody thinks, Jewish ethno-state, which is stupid because so many people live in that place. It's not an I guess it kind of maybe is, but it's not. Not naturally anyway. You got, what's the point of that?
Wrong with that? Not that there's wrong.
What's their point? Well, I'm just going to read the first reading of we're in the second day. We're coming out of the second day. There are 2 days that Shavuot celebrated. This was yesterday's, and this is Exodus chapter 19. It's real short. And the third day, and there's a link to that, by the way, down below in the description if you're watching on YouTube or Rumble X. I didn't have it. I wasn't able to get on there. I apologize. It's chapter 19 of Exodus. In the 3rd month of the children of Israel's departure from Egypt, on this day they arrived at the desert of Sinai. They journeyed from Rephidim, and they arrived in the desert of Sinai, and they encamped in the desert, and Israel encamped there opposite of the mountain. Moses ascended to God, and the Lord called to him from the mountain, saying, "You shall say to the house of Jacob and tell the sons of Israel, you have seen what I did to the Egyptians and how I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to me. Now, if you obey me and keep my covenant, you shall be to me a treasure of all peoples, for mine is the entire earth. And you shall be to me a kingdom of princes and a holy nation. These are the words you shall speak to the children of Israel." This is what you're getting yourself into. It's not a Jew thing. I guess it is a Jew thing, but what the Jews are doing, and that's what they're trying to get across here, is they're the ones that are to build the house for all nations. Not me, unless you're Jewish, not you. I mean, some people will help, but that's their job. That's what God's place is for them to do. That's it. We got football, we got ice cream, we all kinds of stuff out here in the nations. We got plenty of color. It's not like you're less of a human being than a Jew. You're not. They're just people, but they're special. They're the ones who are going to build the house for all nations. They mark that. It doesn't mean that there's not purpose to any other great nation that's out there, be they Hindi or Buddhist or Christian or Muslim. It's all the nations are going to have one house and one God. That's the reason why you should support Israel. Not because you agree with their government, which I can't even understand. I don't know how they do it either. It would take Jews to understand a government like that because it's complicated and I don't get it. It's crazy. That government over. I don't get it. It's not because, you just like the Jews a lot because, they're funny and they talk with their hands and make movies. Or because they got a military or, whatever reason you have. It's not about that. Is if they get on with what they need to do, we're going to be a better place. We're going to be a better people. That's the purpose of Israel. That's what we're doing here. And if you read Exodus chapter 19 and for day 2, I think it just keeps on going. No, it's Devarim. Deuteronomy chapter 15, 19. It starts there. And that's for the second day of Shavuot. And it brings up, your offerings and the like. But that's the reason why they're here. That's the reason why you shouldn't hate them or just understand what the Jews' true purpose is. Because that's what they got to do. They have a mission. And if you love God, help them out a little bit on that, or at least don't stand in their way. And yes, you can criticize Israel all you want. The people over there criticize their government daily. They are pissed off. They still haven't forgotten anything, but they were already rejecting their government, what it was doing before October 7th happened. So they can criticize their own government. and all that. So it's criticism is one thing, but just remember they are a real people, and they have a real place, a real purpose that's that affects us all. And that's all I'm saying. That's what they're here for, is not to make money, not to go into banking.
I got a question for you, and I don't think I ever asked this question, so this might be a unique question. But if God chose the Jewish people to build the Holy of Holies, the Mishkan, the temple, and it's for all nations, so that would be what you're saying is their special job is to build this Mishkan, this temple, for the nations to go there. So would you say then the special job for the Goyim, for the non-Jew, would be to attend the Mishkan and the temple? What do you think? Never heard that question before. What did you, huh?
That's good. I think, yes.
But you like where I'm going with that?
I love that. Yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, that says it all. Yeah, that's what'll happen. I mean, think about what you can do with all your time without disease or warfare. Think about all the things you could excel at. Think about how life would be on the planet, how you would see our neighbors, and what when we're starting to live longer. I mean, art would go through the roof. Science, yeah, it's gonna be a good time, but not yet. Not yet. If you're watching on YouTube, I would love for you to check out. John and I started this thing years ago, probably going on 10 years now. And it's been pretty steady. I was moving around a bit and had big job changes, and I couldn't take it for a while. John had some up for a while, and we finally got this thing back going. We've got a lot going on. We used to have tons of people back in the Google Plus days. It never really came back to that, but it's too bad. But that's why we're here. We'd love for you to attend and click that link and join us here and check out some of our past hangouts. Some are stellar, some not so stellar. Some I might have had a little too much beer. But some other people had some beer too. So anyway, that was then. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to move everything over to solely to Rumble. We'll see you on the flip side. Shalom, YouTube. Or the fine folks on YouTube.
Bye-bye.
Bye.